Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's Miss Munoz here to do some more math with you. Remember our expectations for our two different colors. If I'm writing in green, I expect you to write down everything that I write down. If I'm writing in red, I just expect you to stop and watch. Okay, our goal for today is similar to yesterday. We're just going to continue solving problems with our distance. Okay, so today I will solve US and metric length, because we're doing everything's length, conversion problems. Okay, so we're going to be doing the US system, the metric system, both in length, and I spelled conversion wrong. I'm so sorry. Conversion problems. So we're going to be converting them. Okay, yesterday we talked about the two different types of systems. The US system is what we use in America, or the US, and our main items are foot, inches, and yard. And yesterday, remember, to help us remember that, we talked about that visual we could draw, where we could say 1 yard is equal to 3 feet, and each foot is equal to 12 inches. And how that helps me is then I can say, oh, a yard has 3 feet in it, a foot has 12 inches in it, but a yard has 1, 2, 3 12 inches, which is 36 inches in it. And then we talked about the metric system. We're going to use King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. And for length, our base measurement is meters. Okay, remember we also changed our steps a little bit yesterday. We said that identify the units you are working with. Are you doing US or metric? And then for step 2, you're going to create a conversion chart if it's US, but you're going to use King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk if it's a metric conversion question. Okay, so let's get started on this. Did I forget again to tell you we are on page 83? Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. I hope that you were able to use our title to find that we are on page 83. Okay, so I'm going to grab my red pen, which means you can put down your pencil, and I'm going to do a few of these for you. Okay, my first problem today says, how many inches are there in feet? Okay, so my measurement words are inches and feet. So my first step is, and I can just look back at my steps to help me, is identify what system I'm using. Is inches and feet a US system or a metric? And hopefully you said it's a US system. So I'm going to draw my picture to help me. 1 yard has 3 feet in it, and each foot has 12 inches in it. Okay, next, my next step says create a conversion chart if it's US. So I'm going to do a conversion chart. And the two measurements I'm talking about in this problem are inches and feet. So that's what's going to be the title of my conversion chart. Okay, so what do I know about inches and feet? Well, I know 1 foot, has 12 inches in it. Okay, that doesn't help me yet. So let's do another one. 2 feet, I know, would be 24 inches. 3 feet would be 36 inches. 4 feet would be 48 inches. 5 feet would be, I'm counting by 12, so it's 12 more, 60 inches. 6 feet would be 72 inches. I'm going to need to add on. The reason I need to add on is I need to find 6.5 feet. Well, we don't really have 6.5 on here, but we can go by 7. So 7 feet, if I added another 12 to here, would be 84. Okay, now this is where it gets a little tricky. They don't want to know 6 feet for 72 or 7 feet for 84. They want to know what would be right in the middle. If I put a 6.5 there, let's do a better 6.5, what would go in between there? So 6.5 is between 6 and 7, so what number is between 72 and 84? What's going to go right between 72 and 84? Well, to get from 72 to 84, I added 12. So what if I only added half that and I did 6? It should be 78. 78 is right between there. So my answer is 78 inches. Okay, let me look at another one. This time it says, Lori wants to convert 2 meters into centimeters. Which expression would help her make the conversion? Okay, so step 1 says, let's look at our steps. US or metric? Is meters and centimeters? Hopefully you said it is metric. Okay, now that I know it's metric, my step 2 says, what tool am I using? A chart is for US, King Henry's for metric. So let's do King Henry. King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk, and my base measurement is meters. Meters, liters, and grams, but for length it's meters. Okay, so now that we have that part down, now we have to look at what are they asking us. They're going from 2 meters to centimeters. That's our problem. 2 meters equals how many centimeters? So they want to go from 1, 2. They're going to move it 2 to the right to go from meters to centimeters. So if I'm going to take my 2, and when there's not a decimal, add it to the end, I'm going to move 2 to the right. So what do I get? I get 200 decimal, which is the same as 200. So I know 2 meters equals 200 centimeters. So which answer is going to get me 200? It should be A. 2 times 100 will get me 200. Okay, let's do one more with you watching. All right, in the U.S. customary system, what measure of length is appropriate when measuring the height of a child? Okay, so let's look. If I'm measuring the height of a child, what would I be using for my U.S. system? Well, here's my U.S. system. Think about your own measurement. How do we measure? I would say we usually measure with feet, but we usually also use inches. We don't say people are yards tall. So I would say for this one, we could put both. We could say we measure in feet and inches. I wonder how many of you know how tall you are. I am 5 feet and 4 inches. Okay, I'm going to pick up my green pen. If you want to join me on page 84, we're going to do a couple together now. Okay, page 84, a few together. Let's look at our first problem. If a